Hello and welcome to Metal Vice, a podcast where we talk about all things music.
Well, the things we care about.
That's right, which is mainly metal music and live music. I'm one of your hosts, Brian, joined with the other host,
Karen.
This is definitely about live music, but it's a little different. So when we record episodes about live music, we try to do it as soon as possible. There's been shows in the past that we've published and recorded where we talk about a show we've seen a week ago or so on.
Yeah, or multiple days ago, yeah.
And
those are hard to remember.
They are.
What happened
We struggle sometimes, especially if you see other shows within that time.
Yeah.
And there's been somewhere that we've seen multiple shows and it's been months and we're like, fuck it, we're not going to record that at all.
Yeah.
This is a little different. We saw the show, what?
September 2019.
Yeah, 5 fucking years ago. And
Yep.
we're going to record that. So what show did we see?
S&M2.
That's right. So we're going to talk about that experience. Yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what we remember and what we can conjure up from that and how well this is going to go. But luckily there's a video that we've seen several times and that probably helps us jog our memory
A little bit.
bit.
But it's also a good memory in our brain. It's a core memory in our brain.
Oh, for sure. Definitely a core memory.
Yeah, of what we remember from the show.
So anyway, let's jump into it.
Yep.
So it will be a little bit of a different structure. Normally we go into like the ticket prices we paid. I honestly can't remember what we paid for these two shows.
A lot for the S&M2. That's all I know. But
we'll just kind of go by our memory and try to pull things up that we can remember at least the best of our abilities to.
Yeah.
And we'll go in order. We'll start with S&M2 and then we'll go to the 40th as well. For S&M2, I was thinking about that and I remember that I saw the announcement for the show when it sort of came out like, hey, they're going to be doing this to open up the Chase Center. They're going to be the first band playing this new arena that I think the Golden State Warriors, the basketball team or whatever the fuck they're called.
Maybe. I don't know.
Will be playing.
It's like down the street from where like the Giants play.
Yes. Oracle Park.
Yeah.
Down the road, maybe half a mile or so.
Maybe. Yeah. It's like you walk over like a river or something.
There are some sidewalks, so it wasn't horrible to walk to it.
Yeah, I wasn't saying it was horrible. I was just saying over a river.
Yeah. And so, but I remember the announcement and thinking like, I need to see this show. I need to buy tickets when it comes out or when they go on sale, and immediately forgetting about the show altogether, like completely forgetting about it. And then just scrolling through Reddit or something one day, I saw an article or something that, hey, S&M2 tickets went on sale and sold out instantly. So fast that Metallica is offering a second show, but only for fifth members or their fan club members can get tickets to that show. Tickets go on sale XYZ dates, blah, blah, blah. I didn't read all the article. I just remember seeing that. I was like, fuck, I need to sign up for the membership. I hadn't signed up for it up to that point, but I saw that and was like, I'm going to sign up for it. I'm going to try to get tickets for this. They went on sale. I didn't get an access code. I didn't get any information about how I could sign up for it. And then went back and read the article. And it was only for fifth members who had signed up prior to that announcement up to a certain date, whatever that date was. I can't remember.
I didn't know about all that stuff.
Yeah. So that's why I didn't get it because I signed up for it the day I saw the article. It's free to sign up for. That's how I got the 40th tickets. So if you're out there and you're not a member and you're a big fan of Metallica, sign up for it. It costs you nothing to sign up. It's free. And the benefits are definitely worth it. If you only see a concert, once every 10 years when they do these big shows, that's the only way sometimes you get tickets to it. And yeah, no, that was why I signed up for the fifth member and have been a member ever since. But was disappointed I didn't get tickets for that show. Metallica is my favorite band. They're the band that got me into metal music. I started going down the rabbit hole once I heard Nothing Else Matters and just like consuming all their music and then going to like Amazon and Best Buy and putting their albums in my cart. And then it would give you the recommendations of, if you like this, you'd also like this. So then it got me down to like Megadeth, Slipknot, Slayer, Anthrax, System of a Down, like all those bands. It was like, if you like this, you'll like this. And that's sort of how I ventured out and found metal music, was through Metallica and through those sort of ads of, if you like this, you should also buy this from us. But I didn't buy it. I went to like LimeWire and downloaded everything, right?
Yeah. Lars would love you.
Yeah. I mean, I have bought all that music since then.
Yeah, we have.
Multiple times on different formats.
Yeah.
But initially the like exploration of it was definitely download it and see what things are, and then like, holy shit, I love this. Let me now support the artist by buying their actual music. Any case, before that though, I was heavily influenced or listening to classical music. I can't tell you what the fuck I was listening to other than Beethoven and Mozart and Bach and shit like that, you know? But that was my go-to music. So when I found out that Metallica did a symphony show with them in the symphony playing, I was like, I need to listen to this, and I loved it from the day I heard it.
And that's the regular S&M, or the first S&M.
Right. And it was 20 years later, opening the Chase Center, they're like, we're going to do an anniversary show, plus be the first band to play this arena. It's like, holy shit, this is fucking perfect. But I didn't get tickets to it, and I was disappointed. And honestly, thinking about it, at that time, we weren't in the best financial state by any means. We were slowly creeping out of credit card debt. We had been working really, really hard to get out of credit card debt.
You're talking about 2019.
Yeah.
With the S&M2. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, even if I got tickets, now I have to buy a plane ticket plus hotel. Like, it's not just the ticket. I have to get to San Francisco to see this show. Yeah. But step one is get a ticket, then figure all that other shit out. But I didn't know if that would fly because, I mean, even 3 years prior, Metallica played here in Chicago.
Yeah.
And we didn't have money to buy tickets for that show.
No. And
I was a little disappointed, a little depressed that we didn't go to see that. But, you know, it is what it is. We were not necessarily struggling. We were just, you know, getting by and
right,
putting different priorities first to get through there. And it was something I had to miss. And this comes around, and we're right on that bubble of, all right, can we do it? Can we not do it? And whatever, it didn't happen, and I sort of wrote it off like I'm not going to this. But I think it was you who came up with the idea to actually go to this. Do you remember that at all?
I don't remember how I kind of did everything, but we finally got like our credit cards paid off. And well, I was working a lot of overtime that year.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
So I was working like 65 hours a week, and I got paid overtime for all that. So basically, that's how we paid off our credit cards. Is I worked nonstop.
And then we got to a point where we, like, all that overtime with just extra money that we could do stuff with, save or do whatever.
Yeah, so I think it was the first check after we got the credit cards paid off that I kind of did a calculation. I was like, I went and looked on, I don't know, StubHub, or I have no clue where we ended up buying the tickets from. But I was like, okay, tickets are, I'm just going to throw a number out there, probably $480 each. It was a little bit under $500 each.
I think that's what I remember. It was roughly $480 a ticket.
Yeah. So I was like, we could do this. And then I like looked up flights. I was like, okay, well, we could fly in. We went to the Sunday show.
The fifth member show, the second show.
The second show. So I think we flew in Friday night.
We flew in the night of the first show, which I believe was a Friday night.
So we flew in Friday night, and then we flew home Monday.
We were there for 72 hours, right?
Yeah. So, and then we stayed at, I don't know, probably a Hilton.
Maybe, or just some cheap hotel we found. Yeah. Was that the one that was sort of under construction in like...
No, that was when we went to San Francisco the first time as like a vacation.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I think this was like just a Hilton in Chinatown that we stayed at. Because at that time we had already started staying at Hiltons, I think. So anyways, that doesn't really matter where we stayed. But I just added it all together. I was like, okay, it's going to be a couple $1,000s with tickets and flights and hotel. I was like, if we go to San Francisco, we'll just basically only do the show, not do anything else. And I told you we went to, I can't remember what the bar was, but it was really close to my work. Like, you met me after work, and I told you, I was like, hey, I think we could do this. And that's all I remember. I don't remember how like we got everything booked and everything, but...
That's very close to my memory as well. I remember going to that bar the week before, or a couple weeks before, you went with a bunch of employees.
Oh, yeah.
And you had like a great time there.
Yeah, I'd been there a couple times. Not a great time.
You don't like going out to bars and just drinking and hanging out to begin with.
Right.
But you came back and you're like, I had a lot of fun. So that's why I'm saying, like...
It wasn't I had a lot of fun. They had one drink that I enjoy. I don't like drinking. So if I find a drink I like, that's the bar we go to.
Gotcha.
That's why we went to Yard House all the time, because they had a drink
the one drink you like.
Yes. So that's kind of my whole thing, is like, if I can find a drink I like, I will go. And that place had a drink I like.
Sure. I took it as like, hey, I had a good time here. I can have a good time with the drink or whatnot. I can go and have a drink and have fun with you.
Sure.
Let's go make a date night type thing out of it. So we went to the same bar you've been to a few times. We sat down, got a couple drinks. I think we maybe got appetizers. I can't remember, but we're sitting there chatting, and you mentioned like, hey, we can go to this. But sort of the caveat or the thing that you threw on top of it to convince me to, yes, let's definitely do this, is a few months before, we had looked at going to, I think it was Little Rock, Arkansas, to see Metallica.
Oh, yeah, that was whatever holiday is in February.
President's Day.
Is that President's Day?
I think so, yeah.
So, yeah, we were going to go that weekend, but I, again, working a lot of overtime, was forced to work on President's Day, even though I work for a bank who takes federal holidays.
And that's right, it was a holiday. And that's why you couldn't go, and I was a little disappointed there because we were trying to figure this out, like, hey, can we make it work financially? Can we do this? And I think we were like, yes, we can, but you just couldn't get off of work.
Yeah, there we were going to just drive down like the night before, see the show, and then drive home the next day. It was going to be like just a driving situation. But
what we had figured out in terms of cost, and maybe it was because it was the holiday or something, but you were like, it's going to cost the exact same amount, if not just a little bit less, to go to, or a little bit more to go to San Francisco for the S&M2 show that it was going to do for this Little Rock show that we were going to go to.
Yeah, I think possibly. Yeah.
Because I remember you saying, like, it's essentially the
that.
Exact same price.
Yeah.
I was like, are you shitting me? It's the same price to go to San Francisco versus Arkansas, and one's S&M2 and one's just Hardwired tour. Like, these are not the same things. These should not even be in the same realm of price-wise.
Both we were going to buy secondhand tickets.
Yes.
I know we were going to drive to Arkansas. I don't know where we were going to stay. Maybe we didn't have all that figured out yet. And then San Francisco, I don't remember if it was just the tickets were going to cost the same. Like it was
maybe that's what you meant. Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm sure the flight and everything would have been more than driving.
But I could have sworn I had asked about
driving
that.
Though, we would have had to rent a car.
Right, because we didn't have a car at the time.
We didn't own a car.
Yeah.
That's probably why. Yeah.
And the car price plus the insurance on top, because we didn't have insurance, probably would have been roughly the same price as cheap-ass plane tickets out there.
Yeah, because, I mean, I know the plane tickets were really cheap, but we were the last row of the flight, like the two at the back, so, which doesn't really matter. But
the last row of the flight and the last row in the stadium, as we'll get to. Any case, so that was sort of the final deal for me of like, holy shit, for real? It's roughly the same price? Of course we're going to do S&M. Yes, let's do it. If you're saying we can do it and you're giving the okay to do this, fuck yeah, let's go do this.
Yeah.
And the only concern I had was buying on the secondary market.
Yeah.
Because I know like the non-transferable part of it, like once you buy a ticket, we don't want scalpers out there.
Right.
Because we did pay like $480 a ticket or something, right?
Yeah, it was a lot. It's the most expensive show we've ever been to, if you don't count like the cruise and stuff, because I'm not counting that.
I'm not either. Cruise, festivals. I mean, even some festival tickets are cheaper than what we paid for this.
Yeah. And we're not bragging that we did pay a lot of money. We're just saying like we were able to go, and it was this whole show that I wanted to do was the opportunities of the time we got to see a Metallica.
Yeah.
Not necessarily like, oh, look at us, we did all this.
Yeah, no, exactly. And we'll get to that because there's a moment during this show for sure where that comes apparent for me.
Yeah.
But just the whole realization, like, again, we were like, just that, holy shit, we can actually possibly make this work. And it's like a once in a lifetime opportunity.
Yeah.
I want to do this for my favorite band. Like, I want to go to see this show in person. I want to do this. Not necessarily I need to do this. I really, 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 really fucking want to do this. And then you were super supportive and you're like, oh, we can make it work. We can do this. I've been working a lot. I've been busting my ass. I'll do this for you type thing. And it's like, holy fuck. Yes, let's do this. But the secondhand ticket aspect of it was definitely like a concern to me. Like even till the day we got in or the moment we got in, I was like, I hope this fucking works. I hope these tickets
See, and I
didn't
know you were worried about that. I was just like, we're going to see Metallica.
Yeah, I can just see a skin like, this is fucking counter. Like, no.
Like these are fake.
This was sold on the secondary market and we were said like no transferable tickets, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. Because we've even seen like on the app, like, I don't know, I'm just going to say Ticketmaster, like the number changes every like
for the 40th,
seconds.
we definitely saw that. This one didn't do that. It was just a solid ticket.
Right. And maybe that's why for the 40th they did where the number changes to keep people from secondhand selling them.
Yeah. But we got tickets. We're going to San Francisco. We got our flight. We got our hotel booked. We get on the plane out there. It's the first time we were on the plane, I think, at least I was, where it's a massive plane. You had the 3 seats on one side.
Yeah, it was like the international flights. Yeah,
2 on the middle, and then like 3 on the, or 333 or something.
Yeah, I think it's 343, but it doesn't really matter how many.
I got up to go to the bathroom, and as I'm walking to the bathroom, I hear somebody yell my name on the flight. I've never had this happen to me, and somebody I worked with was like, "Holy shit, Brian! Hey, how's it going? What are you doing?" And I was taken back. It took me a second to realize who the fuck I was talking to, and it's like, "What in the fuck? How are you? What are you doing here?" We just had a quick little chat while waiting in line to get to the bathroom in this plane. I thought that was just really cool. It's never happened to me before. It's never happened to me since that I've seen somebody at an airport, let alone on the same fucking flight.
Yeah, that you actually know.
So that was awesome. Flying out there, I think this was the time also when we were flying out there, we were like over thunderstorms. And we're like watching the clouds like light up with lightning and whatnot.
I don't remember that, but possibly.
We got a bunch of video of it. I think I do somewhere. Maybe I don't know. But in any case, I remember that. I remember landing and like looking around and looking down there, and it's like, it's Friday night, San Francisco. Metallica is playing S&M2 night 1 somewhere in this fucking, I don't know where this arena is.
Yeah, we didn't know where it was. Yeah.
And I'm trying to find it and just want like, oh, they're fucking down there playing right now. And we're right here, and we're going to see them in 2 days. Like, this is fucking awesome. And yeah.
I think at that point I was like, because it was a late flight that we took, and I was just like, I'm fucking tired. Let's find the hotel. Let's go to bed. So you're super excited, and I'm like, let's just fucking go to bed.
I'm just tired. Let me go to bed.
San Francisco's hard for me. Well, maybe not as much anymore because like my sleep schedule just changed so much. But like I would get up at like 5 o'clock to go to work, and so by the time you got to San Francisco, and if it's 10 p.m., it feels like midnight.
Yeah, it's a 4-hour difference from here in the Midwest.
2 hours.
4.
2 hours.
Is it only 2?
Yes,
I thought it was 4.
It's 2 hours. Pacific time's 2 hours difference than us.
Well, fuck. All right. I always thought it was 4 hours.
You're like, because it's 3 hours from Eastern, 2 hours from us.
Well, shit.
1 hour
I don't.
From Mountain.
I hate time zones. I fucking hate time zones and dates so much. Any case, 2 hour difference. So we landed at 10, which was really midnight, and you had woken up at like 5 a.m. that day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you were tired.
Yeah.
I was super excited. I don't remember what we did the first day there. The Saturday we were there, we probably just wandered, went to a bar or something, or a brewery or something.
Yeah, I think we went and found the stadium, and then, or the arena. It's not stadium. We found the arena, and then we went to that one bar that
21st Amendment.
For 21st Amendment, and then we went to Blue Bottle Coffee.
Okay.
I specifically remember those two things, which is kind of out by on that side of San Francisco, not by
They are, yeah.
It's on that side.
They're both of those, the 21st Amendment and Blue Bottle are like right up the hill from where the Giants play.
Yes, yeah.
And then another, like we said, half a mile or mile away from that is the stadium.
Yeah. So I know we did all that, and then we possibly went to the record store.
I can't remember.
We went to Anchor.
Oh yeah,
And
we
then
may have done that.
I think we did go to Anchor, and then either that or we went to Anchor the date. See, this is 5 years ago. I don't even know why we're trying to say this.
No, I don't either.
But I think we did go to Anchor because I do have a photo from Anchor where we sat outside on their like patio thing.
Okay.
But that could have been Sunday before the show too.
Okay.
So.
Sunday rolls around. Whatever we did Saturday, I can't remember either. Like when we go to San Francisco, there's a few spots we always try to hit up. 21st Amendment, Anchor. They've sort of changed ownership, so I'm not sure if I want to go back out there. And then that record store at the top of Haight Street is super fucking dope.
Yeah, and then we also do the market thing.
Oh, we do, yeah. By the pier.
The pier, yeah. I don't know what it's called, but
in any case, we had very little time, so maybe we went and got like food for the room or something. I can't remember either. Yeah. But again, we're there for the show. We're in and out. That's basically all we're doing. Sunday rolls around, time to go to the show. We show up early. I wanted to get there as early as possible because I wanted to be one of the first ones through the fucking door to get a poster. I wanted a goddamn poster so bad. They had a merch booth open outside that we didn't even look at or even think about going to check out, or even showing up even earlier to stand in line to see like when it opened to try to buy a poster.
You didn't really know how the merch worked for Metallica at that time.
No, I really didn't. No.
Now we do.
We've changed it up because normally, and even here in Chicago for other concerts as well, the merch will open like 3 to 4 hours before the doors open, right?
Yeah.
So they'll have a few more merch booths set up where you can come stand in line as early as you want.
Yeah, that's not inside the stadium.
Exactly. So. And it opens at like 1 p.m. or something. You grab your merch, and then you can either do whatever you want with it, head back to your hotel, your house, wherever you are, drop it off, and then come back for the show later. we had seats, so it didn't matter like getting in first or not, solely for the poster itself. And they had released the first poster for night one, which was the shirt we have. Neither one of us are wearing this shirt.
We should have. We should have planned that out a little bit better.
But it's the one where they're like all skeletons and like James is the conductor or something. The art, I think, is done by Wolf Jack, I think is her name. She's done basically all the posters we own. She's done of them.
Up until last year.
Yes, I forgot about that. Detroit.
Yeah. Kind of thank goodness they're different because otherwise it's like the same theme over
I
and over
love
and over.
her shit so much.
I like it too, yeah.
But it is sort of repetitive, and like there's so many other great artists that they utilize that have amazing art too. But I love her art. I just want something a little different.
Yeah.
Because it all seems very similar. In any case, the shirt was the night one poster. The night two poster comes out, and I think they released on Instagram. Like, I don't like it as much, but that's the show we have. That's the show I want. I want to get that poster. Doors open, we go in, and you just see people like running to the poster. You had to go to the bathroom. So you went to the bathroom right away, I think.
No, we went to separate merch booths.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
so like I went upstairs to a merch booth and you went another way, and I told you, I was like, just call each other. But by the time I got to the line, it was already probably 100 people long or more. I don't know what yours was like. And then...
Well, so we both left and found the same merch line, I think. The one that sort of like went inside a room. And we got inside the room, and it was like a zigzag line, and they still had posters up there. And then we get 3/4 of the way through the zigzag line, and they take the poster off the wall and hand it to a guy. Okay. I was like, motherfucker.
So I don't remember all that. I just remember splitting up to go to a line.
I know we split up, and then we got back together when both of our lines were like, there's no fucking way we're getting a poster at this line. Where in all honesty, we probably should have stayed in that line, and we probably would have got one.
Yeah.
So I was pissed. I didn't get a shirt. That was the time where I wasn't buying band shirts either because I wasn't wearing band shirts.
We weren't.
In that phase of like my fashion style wasn't jeans and band shirts. It was like button-down shirts and shit like that.
I guess for me, it was more... I wore band shirts on Saturdays when I went to work because I've said it so many times. I was working all the time. So on Saturdays, we had to go to the office and like but we could wear just regular clothes.
Right.
So I'd wear like a band shirt on Saturdays. But otherwise, my main wardrobe was office attire, and I would just wear that all day. So, or like if we went out after work or whatever, where now it's opposite. I get home and I'm like, let's change. So I think that was more my thing. But then once COVID happened, I was just like, fuck this. I'm not buying 2 pairs of clothes. So
I realized I changed my fashion style like every 4 to 6 years, and at that point I was in chinos.
And the button down
like polo type, not polos, but like all the way button down short sleeves.
Yeah, the short sleeve shirts.
Monochromatic shirts or just like a pattern type shirt, and then loafers.
Back to that.
We'll see. I mean, it's going to be another 20 years or so, so I'll be at that right age of
true
60, or it will look good again.
You can wear like golf shorts. And a shirt.
But it was after that, around COVID too, that I switched back to band shirts. We ended up buying the shirt on the Met store, the Metallica store.
Yeah, we did.
After the concert, they had a bunch left over, and that's when we ended up getting our shirt. Because we're both like, after the show, we're like, we should have got that shirt. And I was like, fuck, we really should have. And then they had extras, or they sold them online. And we picked one. We picked 2 up, right?
We have 2, yeah.
Yeah, one for you, one for me.
Yeah.
So that's where we got the shirt. But all I wanted was the poster.
Wait, we did that in the Met store? We didn't get that at the show?
We did not get that at the show.
Okay.
I was pissed that I couldn't get a poster.
So you just said fuck it.
I was like, I don't give a shit anymore. I didn't want a shirt. I'm not wearing band shirts. I don't care.
Oh, okay.
And then we were sitting down. I think you're like, I wish we would have gotten a shirt. So maybe we picked one up on the way out for you, and then when they came up online, I realized I wanted one too, and I picked one up.
Yeah, I can't remember.
I can't remember either. Yeah. Anyhow, we got 2 shirts, one definitely online, one maybe at the show.
Okay.
But we get to our seats, we sit down.
Where's our seats at, Brian?
400 section, the very last row in the house.
Yes.
Like literally against the wall.
Yes. Near the
so
stairwell.
far up. We did have aisle seats.
We did have aisle seats, which was nice because we did stand up, or I did stand up during the show, but I would like stand on the wall, but on the stairs.
I would too, yeah.
So that was kind of nice to have a little bit of extra room, but
it was really good actually. It was
the last seat in the house.
But whatever, we're in the room, right? And I remember going to eBay when we were sitting there waiting. We may have gotten drinks and stuff as well, But I remember going to eBay and looking, and they already had the Night 2 poster up for sale, and it was like $400. And I was like, fuck these stupid motherfucking pieces of fucking being really shit. Pissed.
Yeah.
And I thought it was going to ruin my night, honestly, of like, all I wanted was one poster to like as a souvenir for the night, and these stupid bought all the posters to sell online to for profit. Fuck these scalper motherfuckers. They're pieces of fucking shit. I hate these assholes so fucking much. And I'd see every single person walk by with a poster tube. And I was like, fuck that motherfucker. Fuck that motherfucker. You're a piece of shit. Go fuck yourself. I was so goddamn pissed. I really was. That I didn't like, oh my God, I was so pissed. And not all these people, they're just, a lot of these people I'm pointing out are probably just like me. They just want a poster for themselves. They don't want to sell it on the secondary market. They just want a souvenir for themselves. I was pissed, so fucking pissed, up until the lights went out and the band started playing. And then I instantly flipped and I was like, all right, we're here. The symphony's playing. Metallica's playing with the symphony. The crowd's awesome. This is going to be a great fucking night.
Yeah. So do you want to talk about the stage setup and stuff?
Yeah, let's talk about the stage a little bit.
So we actually had a really good view of the stage because, well, I mean, not a good view, but like we could see everything because we were so far up. So it was a circle stage with the orchestra split into 4. So they had like woodwinds, brass, strings.
What are the other ones?
Strings and percussion. But it was split in 4s, and then the stage rotated as the night went on. So if you were on the floor, you didn't like stare at the woodwinds the whole night. Like you were, like it rotated slowly.
It did.
Not like.
And Lars and his kit were in the middle.
Yes.
So again, that way you can see Lars as he's rotating around as well.
Yeah, yeah. And then James had his spot that he stood most of the time. He did move around a little bit, and then Kirk and Rob moved around a little bit too. But they kind of had to have their spots because the orchestra took up most of it.
Yeah, it was kind of like a layered, right? Like the outer layer of the circle was the orchestra.
Yep.
Then you had this middle layer, which was a bunch of shit for like wires and like mic stands and camera stands and whatnot around that. And the center was Lars. So you had that sort of 3-tiered bullseye type circle, right? Is how I would describe it.
Sure. Yeah, that's fine. That's a little bit more descriptive than I remember it. So, and then above the stage was screens. So Metallica does screens a lot, but so it was like circled screens. There was 3 layers, if I remember right.
I can't remember. It was like a circle screen that was, basically take a soda can or something and cut it into like strips, and then you have those 3 strips that were sort of staggered. Yeah. So that's where they would do their imagery, or just be colors. Like I remember greens and blues and. Oh really? I don't remember just solid colors.
Yeah, I do. I have some pictures where it's just colored.
Oh really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So and then, but like, I don't know. Probably during Master, it's like this crosses coming out.
It's the graveyard.
So,
yeah.
The graveyard and everything. So, anyways, just their normal imagery on those.
It was sort of hollow in the middle, and there was screen on the front and the back as well. So
right.
So you could see like the front of this sort of cylinder, see the screen there, and there's the same image on the inside. So you get some really cool views of this circle depending on how you're staring at it.
And like since we were all the way at the top, we were able to see those screens a lot. Where I'm sure like if you were on the floor, which on the floor it was seats as well for this show. But like if you're on the floor, I'm sure you couldn't see those screens very well. Yeah. Because I remember that from the 40th. Like we were under the screen, so you couldn't really see them.
It was, as you said, seats all the way around there in the middle of this circle stage. And they on the floor wasn't a pit or anything. GA, it was assigned seats as well. Yeah. Really cool stage setup, honestly.
Yeah, it was cool. Because at that time, they were, every time we'd see Metallica, it was a circle stage. And it was almost the same where they would rotate around the stage. So it was cool, in my opinion, to add that to, okay, I'm saying every time, for that show. And then when we saw the 40th, it was a circle stage.
Was it a circle stage there too?
Yeah, it was a circle stage.
Okay, I can't remember that. The time before, this was our second Metallica show ever. The first one was in Des Moines.
Yeah.
In like 2009, I want to say.
Yeah.
That wasn't a circle, but it was still a center stage. It was more of like rectangular and whatnot. But they've always done these sort of center stage, or they do it a lot. These center stage type setups.
But it's not circle like S&M2 or M72 tour.
No,
like,
no.
It's not like massive with like a pit in the middle. And
no, this was very condensed, very solid.
Yeah.
They do have it out on video that you can buy or go watch. Definitely highly recommend buying it and watching it. Like
we watch it all the time.
Are a fan. We don't watch it as much as I thought we would. But
we were watching it a lot, and like I took it to Joe's and for her to watch it and stuff. So
I listen to it more than I watch it, honestly. We have the box set which comes with vinyl and that and a bunch of other shit, and even Spotify. I'll just listen to it on there. But no, really cool stage setup, and like I was wondering if it was going to rotate and how fast, and sure enough, it did rotate, but pretty slowly.
It's very slow. Yeah, like I don't think I realized it was rotating until like the end of the night, where I'm like, oh wait. Really? Yeah. I'm just not that observant to things like that, but I am now. But back then, and I was just like, I don't know.
They did No Leaf Clover in the first set, which was super awesome. I love that song so much. That was a new song they wrote for the first S&M. That, and there was another one. I think it's called Human or something. I don't know. I don't really listen to that song. I don't know much about that song. I've heard it, but it doesn't ring a bell to me. No Leaf Clover, though, I fucking love that song and have for so long. I remember, again, back in the day when I was downloading a bunch of shit on LimeWire, I downloaded a music video for No Leaf Clover, which was a Dragon Ball Z sort of clip show of Gohan fighting Cell. Those are two characters in Dragon Ball Z.
Okay.
To the backing music of No Leaf Clover. And I was like, holy shit, this is fucking awesome. I love that. That's the only thing I know about that, like that little bit, but like that sticks in my mind. And whenever I hear that song, I think about like those horns, dun, 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 like that. And then I see Gohan just walking out of flames sort of thing. Any case, I was super happy they got to play that. The first time hearing that song live. We got to hear it again when you got me tickets for Lala.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And they played that live, and I was like, holy shit, yes, I get to hear it without the symphony this time, but I got to hear it with the symphony, which was, it was so cool. I was wondering if they'd play it again. I had hoped they would, but I could also see them like, we're not doing that. We have two new ones for you to play.
I don't think that they did unique sets between night one and night two. It was the same set, which like now on their M72 tour, they're doing unique sets each night. So if you go to Friday, you could go to Sunday and you're not hearing the same songs.
We talked about that going in because I didn't want to look at the Friday on Saturday. I didn't want to look at the last night's set list because I assumed it would be the same, but deep down I had hoped it wouldn't be the same.
But with the symphony, though, you can't really do like, you need to learn 32 songs. So
exactly. That was sort of my thought as well. It's like, it's just easier on the symphony to say, all right, here's the set list for both nights. You're just doing the same concert twice at that point.
Yeah.
But I think they could have done it. The symphony could have. I've seen, I don't know what it was, either S&M1 or S&M2 or both. And I don't know who said it with Metallica, but they were talking about working with the symphony. And they were like, essentially, I'm paraphrasing here. They're essentially like, if you want to see great musicians at their craft, you need to work with a symphony member, somebody who plays in a symphony, because you just give these people sheet music and they hit the note every single time. They don't even have to practice. They don't even look at the music beforehand. They can just sit down like, oh, yep, I'm just reading the music and playing. They're so talented at their instrument and what they do, and they have to be for their profession to like hit these notes and just like, they're like, we went into practice with them and they killed it instantly.
Well, the music tells you like what you need to do. Like if you need, so I just remember from band, like it'll tell you like what note you need.
Right. Yeah.
And like what type of note. I don't remember all of them, but there's like an 8th or, like a, whatever, a 17th or I don't know, I'm making up shit probably now. But then like if you, I don't know what it's actually called. I call it a slur, but like if you need to like, ooh,
right. Yeah.
But thing, I mean, like it tells you.
But they can just sit down and you just give them the music and like, I can play this right away versus like, all right, learn these tabs. I don't know. I don't play an instrument, so I can't speak to that. I'm just going based off of what like this one thing I barely remember. I can't. I'm really fucking bad at that.
You can't even hear the 4 counts. So.
I'm starting to try to find it, and I suck at it so bad. Any case,
that doesn't matter. But I get what you're saying. Yeah.
I also remember like them also saying like the conductor will sit there and they'll do like a practice, and the conductor's up there, and then after they get done with the song, he's like, all right, violin chair 4. You're half a second short, or you're like you need to pick it up just a little bit on this one note. Let's run through that again, and then boom, they get, yep, you're perfect now. Like even the conductor is just sitting there like
Yeah.
fine tuning every single instrument and like knowing every single person playing each note. Like, I don't know. It's very, very impressive seeing a symphony in that light and then melding that with metal music and just music and other like general pop music or I don't know, non-symphony music is very entertaining and enjoyable for me to see that like combination of this meld together.
Yeah, I really like it too. Like not just with S&M2, but like we've seen other like Apocalyptica, and then there's a local very young kids. I'm saying kids, young men, I guess. They're kids.
They're fucking kids.
Yeah, Raviv that play
cellos
as well.
Right? That's a cello they play.
Yeah, they're it's
just like Apocalyptica.
Yeah, it's like a type of cello. Yeah, so and then we've like Ali and Mia.
Oh yeah,
did bagpipes and
violin.
So I mean, yeah, it's just really cool.
We brought that up too. We love the non-traditional music in metal, like the Who.
The Who, yeah. Because they play some Metallica covers as
well. They do, yeah. They were on the blacklist.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I was super happy with the first set. Did an intermission, which I was hoping they would do a double set. They're the only ones. It'd be super awesome to play like a super long set. And they did. I was out getting drinks again, going to the bathroom. I think I may have wandered around to other merch tables in the slight hope that they'd have posters, and they didn't have posters.
You're so much different than me because I'm just like, no, they're not going to have like, they're done. Like, just give up. They're done.
They are, but also think about Vegas. When we saw Metallica in Vegas, when we left night one, was it a 2-night thing? Yeah, Vegas was a 2-night thing.
No, Vegas was just a one-time thing. I went.
Oh, it was the 40th. When we left we'll talk about that in the 40th. But when we left the night of the 40th, they said they had found posters and they were selling the posters as we walked out at one of the tables or something.
Yeah.
In any case, we'll talk about the 40th here shortly. But anyways, I wasn't at the seat. I wasn't at the arena. The second part started and I heard over the intercom Lars come out and like say hi to everyone. This is night 2. This is the fan club night. Thanks for coming out. Thanks for taking over San Francisco. And then they brought out the conductor and they did just a song with the symphony. And I missed that. And I was like, holy shit, this is fucking awesome just to have a symphony song. And I think I also missed the next bit, which was the symphony playing a classical piece again, but with Metallica as support, essentially at that point. And I was like, holy fuck, this is a great way, like a full circle moment of we're doing metal with the symphony, then we're doing the symphony, then we're doing symphony with metal. Like it's like just the flip of that. And then they went straight into set 2, which was, and by that time at the end of that, I think I finally got back to the seat and it was like, this is awesome. And when the video, like the DVD came out and we started watching that and I finally got to see that, I was like, this is probably one of my favorite moments of the concert itself. Those 2 tracks. I love them so much.
That's so funny because that's the moment where I'm like, okay, let's get going. Like, not get going, but like, let's move back on to Metallica. I was a little bit different.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember. But then again, you weren't there. And at that time, I was very uncomfortable when
by yourself.
I was by myself. Yeah. Because like during that time, I did talk to only one person. It was the guy in front of me. And he used to live down the street from either James or Lars. I can't remember which one. Yeah. Yeah. And like their kids went to school together. I just can't remember if it was James or Lars. Yeah. But yeah, so I was just like, oh yeah, like my husband's into Metallica, so we're here. Because at that time, I listened to Metallica when you listened to Metallica, but I don't think I ever would have like sought out Metallica.
Yes, and this is also the time where we weren't going to many shows.
Right. In 2019, we went to 8 shows total.
Open Air being one of them, Metallica being another one.
Yes.
But like at that point, even like I wasn't going to shows, you weren't going to shows. We kind of took a hiatus from going to shows from 2009, 2010-ish to 2016 with Open Air. Mm-hmm. And even in that period of time, afterwards, it was maybe 1 to 2 shows a year.
Yeah.
And 2019 really kicked off there's bands that we learned about at Open Air coming to Chicago. Let's go check them out.
Yeah.
Type thing.
Yeah.
And then, of course, 2020 happened, and that was supposed to be our big year, and that sort of that kind of killed that.
Yeah, I think we already had tickets for 2020 for like 12 shows or something.
Yeah, and that was a lot.
And we were like, oh my god, I can't believe we're going to 12 shows. Now we're at like 55 already for this year. So, anyways, this isn't about how many shows we go to, but
no, yeah.
Anyways, so I did talk to him, but other than that, I just like sat there. And so when they were playing, I was just like, kind of, let's move back on to Metallica. Like,
second set kicks off. We skipped over a lot of fucking shit in terms of the set list. It's out there. You can go look it up.
Again, we don't have it pulled up or anything.
Get the video. Go watch that. It's awesome. One thing I did forget that I loved was the Memory Remains and the chanting at the end, or the singing at the end, and just being quiet and
I'm not gonna try it.
with the orchestra going, and then that died out, and the crowd kept going. That was awesome.
The crowd moments at this was really cool because, one, you're pretty much all Metallica fans there, and also it's just a different atmosphere than a normal concert where it's like, what's the orchestra gonna do, sort of thing.
Yeah, everybody knew it was like a special moment. You're not gonna see this again. You're not gonna experience this again. So everybody's just like super in the moment and loving it.
Yeah.
The one thing they didn't do that I was really hoping, and I understand why they didn't, sort of, but also like what I had hoped for so bad was Creeping Death. And I just wanted the crowd to chant Die with the orchestra there, and would have loved if Metallica was like, no, just play this song. Don't worry. We're going to come to this part and we're just going to pause. You guys can put your instruments down. We're just going to pause for
wait until
10 minutes.
Yeah, like just wait until I start singing again, and then you can come back.
Then you can pick up. And we're not going to tell you what's going to happen. Some of the orchestra members are fans of Metallica. They know what's going on. I'd love to see like the orchestra just die, like a violinist just stand up and just start chanting Die.
I'm pretty sure they're too composed to do that.
I think they are, but it would have been fucking badass if it happened.
Yeah.
That's all I wanted to see. That's all I wanted to experience. I understand that it didn't happen. I understand why it didn't happen. But that would have been fucking sweet.
But the Memory Remains.
But yes, there you got
was really cool.
Your crowd interaction, which is awesome. That was on the first set. Second set, I was not expecting, and blown away by Anesthesia when they brought out the bass player for the orchestra and did Cliff well. Like, a great fucking tribute to Cliff. And they did do an instrumental. I love their instrumentals so much. So getting Anesthesia was awesome with their first instrumental, and then Call of Cthulhu from their second instrumental. And then I was really wanting Orion. It's my favorite one. And they never really play that live, except for the M72 night 1 and night 2. You get, you'll get Orion or Call of Cthulhu and flip flop and whatnot. But I had really hoped for the S&M show that we get Orion, but we didn't. We got Call of Cthulhu, and again, I shit on that song so bad just because I like Orion so much better. But Call of Cthulhu is fucking awesome. It really is, and whatever. We got that, and it was a great time. Not a whole lot else for set 2 that comes to mind. Is there anything for you?
I don't remember anything. Like, I don't know. I don't remember anything specific of the sets. So
there's one emotional part I thought you would
remember. I don't know where that is.
Oh no,
like you're saying like set 2, and I'm like, I don't remember like how it all worked out.
Gotcha.
Okay. So Brian ended up crying.
Yeah. So we alluded to this a little bit earlier. Nothing Else Matters comes on, and I don't know. I couldn't help it. It just happened. I just started bawling my fucking eyes out.
You were. I don't think I've ever seen you cry that much up till that point.
Sat down in my seat with my head in my hand, just bawling my fucking eyes out. And it was an emotional time for me for sure, because again, we had been working so hard to get out of credit card debt for so long up to this point. Metallica means so much to me. They're, again, the gateway for me into metal music. Before that, it was, I was listening to classical music a lot. So Metallica melding with the classical music was sort of like the old me mixing with the new me type thing. At least that's how I always viewed it in high school, and even to some extent today. And Nothing Else Matters was that gateway song that, like, I heard that song. I was like, I need more Metallica. And then it was sort of like, boom, skyrocket from there just into metal. And so that song means so much to me, hearing it with the orchestra. And then again, just the fact that we were there in the room, we were the very last seats in the house. I didn't give a shit where we sat. We could have been in front of a fucking pillar and I couldn't have seen a goddamn thing. I was just happy to be in the room with these people, with this band, with the musicians on stage, with the crowd, the atmosphere, hearing it live. Just the fact that I got to be in that room meant so much to me. And like, I didn't think that would ever happen to me. If you asked me like 3 weeks before, even after we bought the tickets, I was like, no, it's not going to happen. There's no fucking way we're getting into that. We bought them secondary market. We're going to get up to the door and they're going to throw us away. We're not going to fucking be in there.
I was going to say, I don't even know if 3 weeks before if we knew we were going yet.
I don't know exactly
I can't remember
right?
when it was, but I know it was pretty quick. Like,
but the point is, like, it didn't hit me until that song at that moment with all those emotions, all those memories just sort of hitting me all at once. And it was just sort of my emotions like overcame and I couldn't hold it in. And a little embarrassed at the time when it happened. I don't know. Like, here's this fucking asshole over here sitting there bawling his fucking eyes out.
It's okay. I've cried during many concerts.
Yeah, I don't know. It was, for me at the moment, it was embarrassing. I was embarrassed by it, but at the same time, I was like, fuck this, I don't give a shit. I'm here. Like, I'm here. I get to fucking be here in this seat. And watching it on TV, I still get a little emotional when I see it when that song comes on.
Oh, really?
I hold it in a little better than I have in the past, but when that song comes on, I'm definitely like, fuck, I was there. I got to be here for this song. I got to be here for this. This is fucking awesome.
Yeah. It was a good accomplishment for us, I think. And like the whole trip, I don't know when to say this, but the whole trip for me kind of made me realize, because before, like, every trip that we had ever taken was like a week long or multiple days long, you know, where it's like, oh, if you're going here, you got to do everything because
you're never coming back.
You're never coming back, sort of thing. And that was the first trip that was like, oh my gosh, we could like go somewhere for a weekend.
Yeah.
And then be back to our normal life. And
like an in and out type thing.
Yeah.
We're here for one reason only, and we're popping in, popping out, and
now
back to life.
Granted, 2020 was supposed to be kind of like that too. Like, I think we were even going to go to Disneyland for 3 days in 2020.
I think we're going to, like, I was going to go to the Magic Tournament.
Yeah.
You were going to go to Disney.
Yeah, we were going to like kind of meet in California together. I don't know. It was supposed to be a big year, but we all know what happened. But now, I mean, we do weekend trips all the time where we're like...
To be fair, those are to Milwaukee, so we're taking the train up, but it is a weekend trip.
Not always.
Mostly it is.
I mean, I mean, normally it's around us, but I mean, we're going somewhere really quick and then coming back. We go to Denver for a weekend.
We do
every year.
Yeah, yep.
So, I mean...
Yeah.
It's not like only Milwaukee.
No, it is. We go to Milwaukee a lot, though. Milwaukee's a great fucking town.
We go to Wisconsin a lot. We go to Michigan sometimes.
We haven't been there in a couple of years. We should go back.
Where?
Michigan, yeah.
We just went to Michigan last year to see Metallica.
Oh, Detroit's Michigan?
Yes.
Oh, shit. I don't know. It doesn't have the same vibe as Grand Rapids.
It's like we were just there.
All right. Yeah.
Like
geography's not my thing by any means. Ago. Yeah. In any case, like,
it was a good time and it was a good show and I was glad that we were able to do it. I remember you always saying like, thank you for letting me do that. Thank you. And I don't want it to come off like I'm the reason why we went, but
it was you saying we could do this.
But it was also me working so many hours for an entire year that allowed us to do that. And I didn't do it by choice. It was kind of forced upon me.
You didn't have anybody working in general. So it's like, we need overtime. Who's going to, like, we need people to work who will do it. And you're like, I'll take those extra hours.
And pretty much my job was, if you don't do these extra hours, we're going to find somebody that does. So,
but I mean, I do say thank you a lot for it because you're the one who mentioned like, hey, let's go check this out.
Let's make it work.
Let's make it work. We can do this.
Yeah.
So, again, thank you so much. It meant so much to me.
It's not because of me. It's because of us.
It is.
We did it together.
Again, thank you so much. This was hands down, without question, the greatest show. Hey, Andy, say hello to our cat, everyone. Any case, the greatest show I've ever been to. My top show. If you ask me, this is the top show. I just got back from seeing Grateful Dead, or Dead and Company, at the Sphere. And that venue, the sound, the band, like everything about that experience was so fucking good, where I could make an argument for that being the best show of my life. But the emotional connection I had here, the meaning it meant to me just being there. And again, thank you. I can't say that enough. There's no way I think this beats, like, nothing I think will ever top this, honestly.
Yeah. I think it'd be hard for me too, because it is my probably top show. Not top event, but top show, like individual show altogether. Yeah, definitely. I just can't believe we had the opportunity to do it. So That's my main thing.
Yeah, I don't. It's so fucking great. It was awesome. And I don't know. Like, it was so fucking good. I had such a great time. And again, I think it was the emotional connection for me mainly. That's why I'm like grabbing onto it so much. But yeah, this was a great fucking show. But this was only our first show of 3 at this venue for Metallica in San Francisco at the Chase Center.
Yep.
Join us next week when we bring up the 40th, because the thought was we would meld the two together in one episode, but as always, we ramble way too much. I did not think we'd do that for a show that was 5 years old now.
Yeah, you kind of brought up a lot more than I remembered from 5 years ago, so it was
Didn't
good.
bring up a whole lot about the show in particular outside of a few key moments for me. But again, the video's out there. Go fucking watch this thing. This thing is so fucking great. And I don't know, it's great. I fucking love this show so much.
It was a great opportunity.
Yeah. So thank you. Everyone else, go see live music. You're going to see shit like this. Maybe not. Who cares? You're at live music. It's going to be that moment is a once in a lifetime moment.
Yes.
So go see live music. You'll never see that same show again, no matter what happens. You can't recreate that. And it's fucking magical. So go see some fucking live music, and yeah, we'll see you out there.
Yep. Bye.